Good morning, dear students. Today, let us continue chemical kinetics, last topic, that is effect of using of a catalyst on rate of reaction. How a catalyst will be affecting the rate of reaction. So here, in your surface chemistry, you had studied that catalyst is a substance which increases or decreases the rate of reaction. When a catalyst is increasing the rate of reaction, you will be calling it as positive catalyst. You will be calling it as positive catalyst. A catalyst which decreases the rate of reaction is called as negative catalyst. Negative catalyst. Here, in your language of biology, you will be calling it as inhibitor. A substance which decreases the rate of reaction is called as negative catalyst or inhibitor. Now, we are going to learn about how the positive catalyst will be affecting the rate of reaction. So, let us take a hypothetical reaction. A plus B gives rise to, or we can say A gives rise to B. So, when a reaction is there, which is going on with without using any catalyst here, it takes a lot of time. So, we can say that the rate of the reaction is very less. Slowly, the reaction will be taking place. By using a catalyst, see, automatically what happens, the rate of reaction is increased. The rate of reaction is increased. So here, C is the catalyst, A is the reactant, and B is the product. Now, according to a theory called as intermediate complex theory, it is said that in a reaction, when a catalyst is used, it is forming a complex which is highly unstable. That means A is reacting with the catalyst to produce a complex like this, AC. Here, this dotted line shows that it is a weak bond. And automatically, if we are speaking in the language of chemical bonding, we will be saying that this will be having the highest energy. So previously, when we are discussing about the threshold energy and so on, we had spoken about the intermediate complex. So that complex here will be highly unstable because which is having highest energy. Later, this complex reacts with the reactant and produces the product. Sorry, this intermediate complex will be decomposed into the product and the catalyst. The catalyst will be coming back. So, in your surface chemistry, you had studied that catalyst remains unchanged after the reaction. So, it comes back. So, here formation of intermediate complex is the major thing what we are learning here. Because of this complex, what happens with respect to chemical kinetics, we say that threshold, it shows the effect on threshold energy and activation energy of the reaction. So generally, if I am taking a graph, if you remember the potential energy graph what we had taken for an exothermic reaction, this is the reaction progress. This is the energy of the reactants, and this is the energy of the products. As I said, energy of the reactants is more than that of energy of the products in an exothermic process. Now, as the graph is plotted, you can see that the graph will be coming like this. On Saturday, we had discussed this one. Here, this is the threshold energy. And the difference between the threshold energy and energy of the average energy of the reactants is called as activation energy. The difference between the energy of the products and energy of the reactants is a change in enthalpy. This will be change in enthalpy, what you had studied on Saturday. So here, in this reaction, now if you are using a catalyst, you will be producing intermediate complex whose energy will be comparably more than that of energy of the reactants as usual. So here also a complex is formed whose energy is more here. So automatically it is decomposed into the products. Now this, when we are using a catalyst, you can see that the graph itself is changing. That is to say that the path of the reaction is changed. Path of the reaction. Path of the reaction is changed. Why? Due to the use of a positive catalyst. Due to the use of a positive catalyst, path of the reaction is changed. So automatically what happens, it is showing the effect on threshold energy and it is also showing on activation energy. That is to say that when you are comparing these things, the activation energy is decreased. So activation energy of the actual reaction, activation energy of the reaction which is used with the catalyst. When you are comparing these values, you can see that the activation energy when the catalyst is used will be very much less. Due to this, what happens is the rate of the reaction will be increased. The fastness of the reaction will be increased. So automatically by the use of a positive catalyst, rate of reaction increases. Why? Because it is showing a different path. Path of the reaction is changed, as well as activation energy of the reactants or the reaction will be decreased due to the decrease in activation energy of the reaction. And number two, due to the change in path of the reaction, we can see that the rate of the reaction will be increased by the use of a positive catalyst. Here, one more thing we have to remember. In your surface chemistry itself, we had studied that by the use of catalyst, you will not change the equilibrium constant. So equilibrium constant will not be changed. Equilibrium constant remains the same. Not only that, Gibbs free energy. So free energy of the reaction is also not changed. Both of them remain the same. Even though if you are using a catalyst. Even though if you are using a catalyst. So the major things you have to remember with respect to the use of a positive catalyst in a reaction. By the use of a positive catalyst in the reaction, it forms an intermediate complex. Due to the formation of intermediate complex, which is lowering the activation energy. Due to the lowering of activation energy, we can see that rate of the reaction is increased. This goes because due to the change in the path of reaction. Change in the path of reaction. All these things are happening. What is the path of the reaction? The path of the reaction is changed because due to the formation of intermediate complex. In that way, the rate of the reaction will be increased. The rate of the reaction will be increased. And here, due to the use of a catalyst, there is no change in the equilibrium constant or Gibbs free energy. Catalyst will be acting in the same way for the forward reaction as well as the backward reaction. There will be no change. So with this, we had completed the theoretical part. We are left over with problems on activation energy. So on Saturday, we had discussed about activation energy and its formulae. Let us remember those formulae first. So this is activation energy formula according to Arrhenius. Arrhenius equation of activation energy. K is equal to A e to the power of minus EA by RT, where K is a rate constant, A is Arrhenius factor, E is Napier's base of logarithm, EA is activation energy, R is universal gas constant, T is absolute temperature. And from this equation, we had derived an equation, log K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. This equation also we had derived in the previous class. So let us do the problems based on these two formulae. Please note down this problem. The rate constants of a reaction, at 500 Kelvin and 700 Kelvin are 0.02 seconds inverse and 0.07 seconds inverse respectively. Calculate the value of EA and A. I repeat the question. The rate constants of a reaction at 500 Kelvin, that means to say that T1 is 500 Kelvin, and 700 Kelvin, that means to say that T2 is 700 Kelvin, are 0.02 seconds inverse, that is to say that K1 is 0.02 seconds inverse and 0.07 seconds inverse, that means to say that K2 is 0.07 seconds inverse. And they are asking us to calculate, EA and, that is activation energy, and Arrhenius factor. Now we are having the formula log K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. This is the formula we are having. Log K2 is 0.07 by K1 0.02 equal to EA we had to calculate by 2.303 into R value is 8.314 joules Kelvin inverse moles inverse into T2 700 minus T1 500 by T1 500 into T2 700. This is the substitution. Now, what is 0.07 by 0.02? 3 point. So, log 3.5 to the base 10 equal to EA into 700 minus 500, 200 by 2.303 into 8.314 into 500 into 700. So, log 3.5. (0.5441) 0.5441 into 2.303 into 8.314 into 500 into 700 by 200. That gives you the EA value. Can you please simplify and say this value, ma? 0.5441 into 2.303 into 8.314 into 500 into 700 by 200. 1822 1823 1.4 joules. This is the EA value. We had calculated the EA value. Now, by using the formula, K is equal to AE to the power of minus EA by RT. We had to find out what is A value. They are asking us to calculate the Arrhenius factor. So, now for our this thing I am taking. So, here K value, what should we take? Either a K1 value or K2 value. If I am taking K1 value, I have to take T1 value for T. If I am taking K2 value, I have to take T2 value. So, I am taking a K value, K1 value. That means K is 0.02 seconds inverse. When it is 500 Kelvin temperature. R, you know it as 8.314 joules Kelvin inverse moles inverse. Okay, now 0.02 equal to A into E to the power of minus EA value we had already calculated. EA is equal to 18231.4 joules. So therefore minus 18231.4 by 8.314 into 500. So I am bringing this A this side. So 0.02 by A equal to E to the power of, can you please simplify this one and say me? 18231.4 by 8.314 into 500 minus 4.385. Okay, now, so to simplify this one, we need to log on both the sides. Log on both sides. So here, when we are taking logarithms here, we had to take log to the base E. That means log 0.02 by A to the base E equal to log e to the power of minus 4.385 to the base e. So I'll continue it here. So log 0.02 by a to the base e equal to, this will be log a to the power of b. Log a to the power of b is equal to b log a. That means to say that minus 4.385 log e to the base e. So log of anything to the base anything equal to 1. Log e to the base e is equal to 1. Log 10 to the base 10 is equal to 1. Log 1000 to the base 1000 is equal to 1. So therefore, log 0.02 by a equal to minus 4.385. Why? Because log e to the base e equal to 1. Now, so here also you are having base e. When you are converting Napier logarithms to natural logarithms, you have to multiply with 2.303. That means to say that 2.303 log 0.02 by a to the base 10 equal to minus 4.385. So therefore, if this is going that side, or we can say yes. So now log 0.02 by a to the base 10 equal to minus 4.385 by 2.303. How much is this value, ma? Anti-log of, because if this log is coming this side, anti-log of how much? Minus 1.904. So we had to find out the anti-log value of minus 1.904. So that is anti-log of minus 1 plus 1 minus, sorry, yeah, minus 0.904. You will be getting it as anti-log of minus 2 point. So plus 1 minus 0.904 ma. That means 1 minus 0.904. 0.096. That is equal to, this minus 2 will be written as 10 to the power of minus 2. Anti-log of 0.09 under 6. Anti-log of 0.09 under 6. 1247. That means 1.247 into 10 to the power of minus 2, which is 0.02 by a. So therefore, a is equal to 0.02 by 1.247 into 10 to the power of minus 2, which is equal to, this 10 to the power of minus 2 will be coming as 10 to the power of 2. Pardon ma? 160. So 0.016 into 10 to the power of 2 is equal to 1.6. So a is equal to 1.6. Arrhenius factor is 1.6. So for doing these problems, you must be having a sound knowledge of logarithms and anti-logarithms also. Please note down the next problem. In the next problem, it is given that the first order rate constant for the decomposition of ethyl iodide C2H5I gives rise to C2H4 plus Hi. At 600 Kelvin is 1.6 in 10 to the power of minus 5 seconds inverse. At 600 Kelvin, that means T1 is equal to 600 Kelvin. Then K1 is given as 1.6 in 10 to the power of minus 5 seconds inverse. 1.5 in 10 to the power of minus 5 seconds inverse. Its energy of activation is 209 kilojoules per mole. Energy of activation is 209 kilojoules per mole. That means to say that we have to convert into joules. That means it will be 209,000 joules per mole. Then calculate the rate constant of the reaction at 700 Kelvin. Calculate the rate constant of the reaction at 700 Kelvin. That means to say that T2 is given as a 700 Kelvin. And they are asking us to calculate rate constant at 700 Kelvin. That means K2 value. So for that, we are having the formula log K2 by K1 equal to 2.303 by R into T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. Sorry. EA by 2.303 R. T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. So here, first let us calculate what is K2 by K1 value, and then let us calculate the K2 value. So log K2 by K1 equal to EA is given as 209,000 by 2.303 into 8.314, because R value is 8.314 joules, Kelvin inverse, moles inverse, into T2 is 700 minus T1 is 600 by 600 into 700. That is equal to 209,000. 700 minus 600 is 100 by 2.303 into 8.314 into 600 into 700. Can you please simplify and say this, ma? 209,000 into 100 by 2.303 into 8.314 into 600 into 700. Can you give me the calculator? 10 వస్తుందా? So it is 209,000 into 100 by 2.303 by 8.314 by 600 by 700 equal to 2.598. 2.598. That means K2 by K1 equal to anti-log of 2.598. So here K2 by K1 equal to anti-log of 2.598 means so 2 will be written as 10 to the power of 2. We have to see the anti-log of 0.59 under 8. 0.59 under 8. 0.59 under 8 is 3963. That means to say that 3.963 into 10 to the power of 2. That is K2 by K1 value. Now K1 value, so we had to find out K2 equal to 3.963 into 10 to the power of 2 into K1. So here K1 is 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 5. 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So that is equal to 3.963 into 1.5 ma? 3.963 into 1.5. Pardon ma? 5395 into 10 to the power of 2 minus 5 means 10 to the power of minus 3. Seconds inverse. This is the K2 value. This is a question given in previous question paper. 2 times it is given, but there is a small difference in the question. That's it. That is the only difference you can see. That's why I had given you the same question in 2 different colors here. The rate of a particular reaction doubles when temperature changes from 300 Kelvin to 310 Kelvin. Calculate the energy of activation of the reaction. Given R is equal to 8.314 joules Kelvin inverse moles inverse. The same question is given as the rate of a reaction increases by 2 times when the temperature changes from 300 Kelvin to 310 Kelvin. Calculate the energy of activation of the reaction. So both the questions are one and the same. Only one thing is they had changed one word with respect to rate of the particular reaction doubles. That means when the rate of the reaction is a doubling, automatically we can say that rate constant also doubles. In another year, they had given the same question by saying that it is increasing by 2 times. So here, what is that and how to take that one into this formula? That is the thing you have to know first. That is, they had given you the K2 by K1 as 2. K2 by K1 is given as a 2. K2 by K1 is given as 2. So when it is used, so the rate of the reaction doubles. When T1 is 300 Kelvin, T2 is 310 Kelvin, and they are asking you to calculate the activation energy. They said that rate of the reaction is doubled, or rate of the reaction is increased by 2 times. That means K2 by K1 value, you will be taking it as 2. So therefore, we are having the formula log K2 by K1 equal to EA by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. Log K2 by K1 means log 2 equal to EA by 2.303 into 8.314 T2 minus T1 310 minus 300 by 300 into 310. Log 2 is 0.3010. So let us take EA as the subject equal to log 2 is 0.3010 into 2.303 into 8.314 into 300 into 310 by 310 minus 310. 0 gets cancelled. Now simplify. 0.3010 into 2.303 into 8.314 into 300 into 31. Five three five 98.94 joules. You will be getting the answer in joules. To convert this one into kilojoules, you have to divide it by 1000. Then you will be getting it as 935.985 kilojoules. Both are the right answers. Please correct that value, ma. It is 53598.5 joules. When it is converted into kilojoules, 53.5985 kilojoules. Please take down the next problem. The rate constant for the decomposition of hydrocarbons is given as 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 seconds inverse at 546 Kelvin. If the energy of activation is 179.9 kilojoules per mole, what will be the value of pre-exponential factor? What will be the value of pre-exponential factor? Pre-exponential factor means pre-exponential factor is nothing but Arrhenius factor, which is nothing but A. So they are asking us to calculate what is A value. What is A value? So here we are having the formula K is equal to A e to the power of minus EA by RT. So K value is 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 equal to A, or if you are bringing this A this side, by A equal to e to the power of minus. So this you convert into joules, 179,900 joules per mole. So minus 179,900 by 8.314 into 546. So please simplify this one, ma. 179,900 by 8.314 into 546. Minus 11,814. 11 point. One 179,900 divided by 8.314 divided by 546, 39.63 minus 39.63. So that is the value here. Now log on both the sides. Log on both sides. That means to say that log of 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by A to the base E equal to log e to the power of minus 39.63 to the base E, which you can write it as minus, so log A to the power of B is equal to B log A. That means 39.63 log e to the base E. Log e to the base E is equal to 1. So therefore, if you bring log 2.4118 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by A to the base E equal to minus 39.63, because log e to the base E is equal to 1. Now you have to simplify this one. That means to say that when you are converting natural or Napier Lagrange to natural logarithms, you have to multiply with 2.303. That means 2.303 log of 2.4118 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by a to the base 10. 2.418. Okay. This is 2.418. 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by a equal to minus 39.63 log 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by a is equal to minus 39.63 by 2.303. How much, ma? 17.207. If you bring that logarithm that side, anti-log, so 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by a, anti-log of minus 17.207. So minus value means minus 17 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 0.207. What is 1 minus 0.207? 0. Anti-log of minus 18. 1 minus 0.207 ma? 793. So this minus 18 will be written as into 10 to the power of minus 18 point. So anti-log of 0.7 under 3. Anti-log of 0.7 under 3. 0.79 under 3. The value is 6209. 6.209 equal to 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by a. Now simplify for a. A is equal to 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by 6.209 into 10 to the power of minus 18. So a is equal to 2.418 into 10 to the power of minus 5 by 6.209 into 10 to the power of minus 18. Yes, ma, can you say me what is this value? 2.418 by 6.209? 0.389 into 10 to the power of minus or plus, plus 13. So a is equal to 3.89 into 10 to the power of 12. This is the a value. Arrhenius factor value is 3.89 10 to the power of 12. So these are the problems. All the problems in the textbook we had completed. With this, we shall continue in the next class. 2 seconds. Just this.